شنبه الی چهارشنبه ساعت 6. فردا حسین عزیز امروز ما در نظر می‌گیریم و شما گریل تمام کنید.
بعضی کمافاژ خیلی سمت مخصوص به خود داره.
تشریف بفرمایید برداشتم که بکنم درست کنم. آشپزی فردا ساعت 5 است. فردا زیمبابوې تر مابین د 4 سیریز سوي دي چې په 4 سیریزو کې 3 سیریز افغانستان ګټلي دي او یو هم چې په زیمبابوې کې ترسره شو او هغه په 2014 جګدي کال کې دوه دواړو لوبډلو وګټلې او دراس و هغه سیریز یا مساوي شو کومې لوبډلې په ګټه باندې پای ته ونه رسېده. راځو بیا هم له موږ سره په سټوډیو کې ستانکزی صاحب موجود ده او یو ښه طلایي چانس د موږ لپاره ځکه چې ستانکزی صاحب د کرکټ په برخه کې په ډېرو برخو باندې ډېر ښه معلومات لري په هغې هکله باندې ستانکزی صاحب تاسو په تصویر کې هم ولیدل تر دمې وړاندې په ویشتم ځای کې څه درته ښکاره کېدل په ویشتم ځای کې داسې څه ولیدل
ما ته ټیپیکل ویکټ وګوري رنګ یې فرق و لږ توروالی د ویکټ درلوده بیا هم هلته زموږ سټاف ته کپتان صاحب دا منیجمنټ د هغوی ته به ښه معلومات وي چې دا څنګه ویکټ ده ما مخکې ویلې چې شارجه هغه ټیپیکل ویکټ وي نو هغې باندې دوم بیټینګ د غرمې بیټینګ ډېر اسانه وي ډېر ښه وي او کولی شي چې ډېر هدف ورکړي دې ویکټ یې لږ نه موږ ته معلومات دي که چې په پیچ ریپورټ وګوري بیا موږ ته معلومات کېږي خو ما ته هغه عادي چې شارجه کوم ویکټ دغه نه ښکاري لږ فرق پرې شته.
ډېری وخت افغانستان که زیمبابوې ټاس ګټلی د افغانستان ته ډېری موقع ورکړي چې توپوهنه یې کړې ده او که افغانستان ټاس ګټلی ده نو توپوهنه یې لومړی کړې ده. نن د تاسو په اند باندې که افغانستان لومړی توپوهنه وکړي د افغانستان لپاره به ښه وي او که توپ اچونه
که تاسو وګورئ زیمبابوې همېشه که دوم بیټینګ کړی د هغوی بیټینګ سټرانګ وي هغه وخت کې بولران دومره ښه وساتل بولران یې سلو که دا اوس وګورئ جی اوس بېرته راغی د په انګلینډ کې لوبه کوله کاونټي کې همدغسې ټیلر ته یې هم تللی و چې بېرته ورته راغی
سی برای اولین بار از نوشابه‌های ژاپنی.
علاوه لومړی د توپاني خط د هغې لپاره به مشکلات چې دي ځکه ویښتان وي چې روانه وي او برخه وي نو ستونزه به وي د بیټینګ لپاره د افغانستان دغه لومړی چې توپانه ترسره کوي څومره به ښه ثابته شي
زما په نظر ډېره ښه پچه وګټله او زړه پرې جوړ شو. کنډیشن کې بولینګ وکړي نو انشاءالله افغانستان به وکولی شي دا لوبه اسانۍ سره وګټي.
د زیمبابوې توپ اچوونکو ته په کتو سره د هغوی بالینګ لاین ته په کتو سره افغانستان ما یادونه مخکې مو وکړه یعنې په T20 کې یعنې هغسې توپونه موږ نه کړه په سر لکه څرنګه چې زموږ بیټسمینان هغه استعداد او وړتیا لري چې دوی کولی شي خو په ون ډې کې هغسې به موږ ته نه وي په کار یعنې د دوی د توپ اچوونکو په وړاندې موږ یوازې وکټ وژغورو چې وکټ وساتل شي او که 500 راته ولګوو.
ګوره د یو ورځنۍ کې به دوی د T20 پرتله باندې ډېر ښه وي ما په نظر ځکه دوی سره چې کوم بیټینګ ده نو مسکزه که وګورې همدغسې ټیلر وګورې هغوی وخت اخلي هغوی بیټینګ
ټاس ته ځو.
We feel our 50-over game is better than our T20 game at this stage, so hopefully we can put them under pressure early and chase the score down.
Okay, changes to the T20.
Evan or PJ Moore, the left.
Stunning side, the Afghanistan captain has won the toss and they are going to have a bat first.
Thank you, Lester. Thank you very much. They're comfortable batting first because they got the spinners there out from the two teams for the national anthem. Very, very soon they will be singing the national anthem, two sides. A few changes, 3 changes for Afghanistan and a couple of changes for the team. Zimbabwe also is loud cheer from the crowd. And we will have
افغانستان تاسو ګټه او لومړی د توپانې پریکړه کړې ده او وګورو چې دواړه لوبډلې میدان ته داخل شي. بیا هم ستانکزی صاحب ډېره زیاته مننه، خوشحاله اوسئ چې د موږ سره په سټوډیو کې برخه واخیستله او له خپلو مشورو او له ښو نظرونو مو هیوادوال برخمن کړل. تاسو هم ډېره زیاته مننه او دواړه لوبډلې چې دي په لوبغالي کې ولاړ دي، ملي سرود به د دواړو هیوادونو غږول کېږي.
national anthem of both sides. And there's something about it igniting the mind. It's a good tool not only to feel the pride of representing the national side, at the same time igniting the passion. And that's something that's going to carry forward. Zimbabwe making a few changes in the side there. Irwin coming in place of Peter Moore. And they got one more change, Vettori, the left-arm seamer, in the side, providing that variation maybe because of the injured player there. So a couple of changes for Zimbabwe. Otherwise, the same side they played in the T20s, two T20s here at the Sharjah International Cricket Stadium. In the commentary box, I'm Devendra. With me, it's 49-year-old Ajamera. Good afternoon.
Thanks a lot, Devinder, and good afternoon to all the viewers as well. Afghanistan, they have also a few changes in the lineup. As far as the batting goes, they've really strengthened the batting. Shahzad up the order, then the captain, Asghar Stanekzai, Bowlers Adran, of course, he's back in playing 11 as well. I will be on Mujib, the way he bowls here. Rashid, experienced campaigner. Gulbadin, then Rahmat, the all-rounder. Najibullah, a pure batsman, Nasir as well. So different combination what they went with as far as the T20s they were playing with. And Zimbabwe, of course, will be taking the field after the Afghanistan captain. He won the toss and decided to bat first. Just in a huddle here, just having a word. The captain Graham with all his boys. A few changes as you mentioned. I think eyes will be on Kyle Jarvis because he's the key bowler. Vettori as well. He's back, the left-arm seamer, so a bit of more variety in the bowling. So the T20s are gone. Now it's all the focus will be on the 50-over format. 5 one-days in this series. So that's going to be pretty interesting as well. And the captain, Graham Kramer, made a very important point that this is a format they really play much better as compared to the T20s. This is the format they have really done well in the past. Remember recently Zimbabwe went to Bangladesh. They beat Sri Lanka in the tri-series as well in one of the games. So they had a good side, Zimbabwe, in this format particularly. So the openers, Mohammad Shahzad, experienced campaigner, 58 matches, averaging around 34, 901 runs for him at a strike rate of 91. He's a dasher. Really likes to go after the bowling. Sanullah Janat, his partner, 3 matches, 30 runs. Still new at this format, at the one-day level. Kyle Jarvis has got the new ball. Remember they play with Kookaburra here. 28 matches, 33 wickets for him. Economy under 6. But he's a strike bowler. He's got the knack of picking up wickets. He's got a man at slip. He's got a man at gully to start with. They'll be looking for early wickets. Utilize the new Kookaburra ball. He's got a man at slip, a gully in place. Just one slip to start with. Just thought probably a couple of slips could have been better. Looking for early wicket. The first ball of this first one day. Right on the middle and off the mark as well. Mohammad Shahzad just tapping it around the corner. Bit of applause from the crowds that have gathered here at the Sharjah Cricket Stadium. It's a wonderful stadium, lovely settings, very pleasant as well. We came in this afternoon, the sun was shining pretty brightly as well. But the conditions, the temperatures have been very good.
And also the breeze blowing across the grounds is giving the comfort to the players and the spectators to filter in. Today is a Friday, holiday here, so we will expect more people to come in as the game progresses. And they got 3 men in that position of setting singles and on the offside. Now 2 slips in position. They decided to remove the fieldsman from the gully position. Chucks away, then finally got in the circle. It's rolling away. That might be the first boundary. On the leg stump and beautifully played.
Sanullah of the mark there. Very nicely played, rightly mentioned. Just letting the ball come to him. Just defend on the pad line slightly. With a fine leg field inside the circle, not helping the cause for Jarvis. But just see, very good batting. Letting the ball come to him. Just closing his bat face. Exactly where you want to play. So he's off the mark with the boundary here. Exactly what you want. Not much experience behind him. But he's a good batsman.
solid in defense. It's not that he's going to swing his will all the time. He's very good at recognizing the kind of shots that he wants to play. He's got good defensive technique and he's got good temperament, a relaxed character there in the rank where there are so many explosive characters around.
Yeah, just speaking of speed at the moment, 121. Of course, he can bowl much faster than Jarvis. Probably the first over. Now 2 slips in place. The Khalif fielder has been taken off. This is good batting. This is banging in short. You saw in the T20 matches that the Zimbabwe seamers were really testing the Afghanistan batsmen with those short pitch deliveries. Going to be interesting what the ploy is here. The first one day, you always want to gather that momentum, gain that momentum early on. You see the last delivery, very close to the stumps there, not much movement there. This is close in the bat phase once again. Good batting, intelligent batting. Already from the first 4 deliveries, they have accumulated 6 runs. Once again, he's a very risky customer, Shahzad. So good over so far for Afghanistan. Good start for them, exactly what you want. Always the first runs for any batsman are very important. You want to get out of the mark. No batsman likes to get out on a duck.
Here's slightly different field for 2 batsmen, Janath and his partner. Man in tremendous form with bat and ball. Nabi there is someone who will provide that much needed support, impetus to the late overs. Drives it and a dot ball to finish the first over. Very impressive Afghanistan. 7 for no wicket.
میفهمی استاد راجع به امتحان سباب اومد چی گفت؟ استاد گفت امتحان صفحه های
تا چی وقت به خاطر هر گپ پول پرداخت کنیم؟ حالا می توانید 12 دقیقه را در بدل 300 افغانی از افغان بیسیم به افغان بیسیم برای 1 ماه به دست آورید. برای فالسازی ستاره 233 ستاره 4 ستاره 1 علامت نمبر را دایل نمایید. با پرداخت کمتر بیشتر صحبت کنید.
ما افتخار میکنیم که افغان هستیم. افغانستان را دوست داریم.
There's going to be a change in bowling from the far end. Of course, it's going to be Vittori now. The first over was bowled by Kyle Jarvis. Brian Vittori, 20 matches, 29 wickets for him. Economy under 6, averaging around 34. 27 years old. Just had to make a few amends in his bowling action. He's making a comeback here. Vittori. But provides a bit of variety as far as the seam attack is concerned for Zimbabwe. Didn't see him in the T20s, but he's back in this format, in the 50-over format. Haven't seen much movement here, so as a left-arm seamer, the natural angle will be taking the ball away from the right-hander. So that can be a bit of advantage, that natural angle created by the left-arm seamer. A good start, just back of length on that occasion, Vittori.
Well, finding rhythm is going to be important, knowing the fact that he's been out of action for quite some time and also coming up with some remedial work done on his bowling. So it's about feeling comfortable with that. So is he feeling comfortable about the way he goes about the business of bowling? And that's too in the pressure situations that will be tested. 2 slips in position. Takes the angle away from the right-hand batsman. Fumble there at the backward point region. They're standing at least 3 to 4 yards inside that 30-yard circle to save those singles.
Yeah, he's not a very tall man, Vittori, but uses his shoulders to good effect. And that angle, as you mentioned, but a fumble there. They thought about that single, but rightly sent back by his partner. Shahzad was very keen for the single. That's a good delivery as well. Letting it go. Sensible from Shahzad. Normally, we saw in the T20s, really he's a dasher. Likes to go after the bowling. Bowling at 123 at the moment of Vittori. Good start for him. Couple of dot balls to start with for him.
A good delivery, tempting Shehzad for that cut shot. And they got fieldsmen on the drive there at the cover region. This time hits it with the hard and finds the gap on the offside. Should be back for second. It's a slow outfield. They're on the boundary ropes, near the boundary ropes area. So batsmen are back for two.
You see Shehzad there, letting the ball come to him, just opening the bat. This is very good batting. Very good batting by him. Just letting the ball come to him, not trying to hit it too hard. You can see the sound that's coming from the bat. That means the ball is really coming very nicely onto the bat. Mohammad Nabi, well, he'll be again a key member of this Afghanistan side in this format. Picking up two Player of the Match awards in the T20s, was in tremendous form, both with the ball, with the bat. Really batted very fluently in the middle order, very experienced as well. They have a good spin attack, we all know that Afghanistan. Once again, played in the gap, good timing. And more than that, the placement this time. Getting a boundary of the last delivery is 13 for no loss.
آیا تا حال امید زندگی سریعتر، زندگی بهتر. افغان بیسیم 4G LTE. ما افتخار میکنیم که افغان هستیم. افغانستان را دوست داریم.
The Afghanistan Premier League, yes, that's around the corner as well. Inaugural edition 2018 with 5 franchises, 30 top T20 foreign players will be in action, and 75 Afghanistan players will be on action as well. That's going to be a big event as well. And of course, a lot of interest as far as that league is concerned, the Afghanistan Premier League. But last ball, previous over, to see, very nicely played. The key there was the placement. Just taking a bit of stride forward, playing in the gap there. Good balance as well from Shehzad. Very nicely milked away on the offside.
A conscious approach of working it in front of the square on the offside. Crunchy sound of Willow meeting the ball, but not getting the timing and placement right on that occasion. It's a good conscious start from Afghanistan, sensible start. So the focus is on working singles and finding the gaps rather than hitting the cricket ball hard.
Yeah, I did mention about the pitch, it's got a bit of sheen there, very hard surface. Bit of change in the field as well now. The fielder at fine leg just coming inside the circle. The fielder at square leg just going deep on the onside. So a bit of change there. Still a slip in place. That's played well. We'll just pick up one more run. On top of the ball there, just opening the bat face at the very last instance.
Yeah, the focus would be on bowling short of length deliveries to Afghanistan batsmen who struggled in 2020. They tried that ploy and it worked quite well for Zimbabwe. That's what they're trying to do at the moment on the off stump. And did well to ride the bounce on that occasion, just watching the ball onto the bat.
Yeah, his first intent was to come on the front foot, just seeing the length. Sanullah just going on the back foot. Once again, trying to play on the offside. He's very strong in that region, Shehzad. Loves to play in that direction. Just gaining in speed, Jarvis. Saw him in the previous over, his first over, bowling around 120, 125, but now around 130. A lot of support here for Afghanistan, and their big stars, Mohammad Shehzad, Mohammad Nabi, Rashid Khan. Yes, he's back as well, Mohammad Shehzad. After a 1 year gap because of that ban.
Yeah, it fires the imagination of every Afghan fan, the way he plays with the free spirit. Gets a short ball, it was a matter of time before he would execute that ball. So it was around the leg stump. First bounce, the signal. with Scott in position on the boundary ropes. Good bouncer. Accuracy. Certainly good pace also.
Yeah, the first bouncer so far in this innings, saw that in the T20s, but as far as the one days are concerned, the first bouncer coming from Jarvis. Not able to pierce that gap, Irwin at the cover region. That's the end of the over, 14 for no loss.
زندگی سریعتر، زندگی بهتر. افغان بیسیم 4G LTE.
IGV در بدل شک.
Afghanistan winning the toss, batting first, 14 for no wicket. There is cricket chacha with gigantic Afghan flag there. Vettori to continue. Sweetly timed, but finds the fieldsman. A sound, that's something that communicates different vibration, tells us about the nature of the surface. It's a beautiful surface, a paradise for batting. Ajay?
Yeah, I did mention that probably, the team batting first would be eyeing a score of 270, 280. It's a very good track with the ball coming up nicely. Just that you have to get your eyes in as a batsman. Just take your time early on. There's a 50-over format. So really, you can take a bit of time, just settle in. And once you settle in as a batsman, there are plenty of runs on this surface. Because not much movement here for the faster bowlers. Vettori, of course, bowling his second over. Haven't seen much movement. That natural angle is being created by him. Not getting much lateral movement. A movement of the surface. The Kookaburra white ball tends to do something early on. Oh, that's in the air, but in the gap. Sanullah has played some very good shots, and this is one of them. That's really forward on the offside. Was in the air.
But free-spirited. In the air, swinging his arm. The room was provided. He's not worried about hitting it in the air this time around. Can be at times costly, but away from that fieldsman. It's just bludgeoned away. He might have come in large number to support the performances from Rashid Khan and Mohammad Nabi, but he could be hero on this given day. Gets a short ball on the leg stump with fine leg up in the circle. It's delicate in expression, just nudging it round the corner, taking single. It's a historic venue. A lot of one-day internationals here. More than 230. Talk about the scores in ODI pattern. Average first innings score is 223. In ODI second innings 190. But looking at the modern trends, 364 for 7 in 50 overs, Pakistan versus Zimbabwe. It's a big scores possibility looking at the surface in particular today. Playing with a soft hand away on the onside. Concentration on maneuvering the field, concentration on working easy singles round.
Yeah, we saw those big scores, as you rightly mentioned. The highest score, 364 for 7 in 50 overs by Pakistan versus New Zealand. The lowest score as well, 54 in 26.3 overs by India versus Sri Lanka. Now, there are different surfaces as well here. The surface they are playing at the moment is that sheen on it. It's a very good surface. The highest chase score, 285. It's a good surface to bat on this one. Once again, short pitch delivery will pick up one more run. That's the end of the fourth over, 21 for no loss.
چرا ما رو خبر نکردی اونا جوان؟ بابا چه کم گپ بزن مفتت بود.
با پیشکش جدید افغان بیسیم تا میتوانید صحبت نمایید. فقط در بدل 0.99 افغانی فی 30 ثانیه با تمام شبکه ها. منتظر چی هستین؟ همین حالا بروید و فعال کنید.
بیخی مفتت مفت.
ما افتخار میکنیم که افغان هستیم. افغانستان را دوست داریم.
for Afghanistan, 21 for no loss. Shahzad on 9. Ihsanullah has looked very good, 12 of 12 for him. But with Jarvis once again coming on for his third over, 2 overs, 8 runs for him. Man going a deep square like the fine leg fielder, just coming inside the circle. He's got a slip in place. Oh, that's played in the air. Beautiful shot. Intentional there. Exactly what he was doing. Going over the top there. Was in the slot for him. Picked up very nicely indeed.
Not too much worries about playing it on the rise there. Just making sure that he just opens the face to get it over the top of the fieldsman there in the covers. Beautiful shot. Around the off stump. Not much of room to maneuver it, but he did well in presenting and making that connection from the sweetest part of the bat. And to get it over the top, to get a boundary, good start to the over. Slower delivery, and he feeds it to the fieldsman. But it's true surface, the nature of the surface that enables the batsman to play with a lot of freedom, with no possibility of any deviation or any extra bounce.
You mentioned about the surface now. You see, this is a very hard surface, good binding as well. Now, no grass at all, but you can see the sheen, that color. That's the pitch today for the first one day. It looks to be a cracker of a surface. Once the dew comes in, probably the ball will come even better. Oh, that's played in the gap. That's played in the gap. Beautiful batting there. The second boundary coming for him in this over.
Right, we talk about batsman losing concentration. This time the bowler is feeding a freebie with fine leg up in the circle. Leg side is leg stumpish delivery that deserved the kind of treatment that the batsman has meted out to him.
Well, the margin of error for a bowler is minimal on this kind of surface. You can't really be straying down the pad line. Can't be giving much room to the batsman. Ihsanullah, well, he's looking good touch, 20 of 15. Not much experience as far as one internationals go. But he's looked very, very comfortable. Good temperament as well he's got. Once again letting it go. Good technique. What I liked there was just letting the ball go. Not ducking underneath. Just see the technique there. Just dropping his wrist. It was a short pitch delivery. Just dropping his wrist. Just swing from the line. Very nicely done. Very good technique. Many a times the batsman just ducks underneath. He takes his eyes off. But here what he's done is he's keeping eyes on the ball. Watching the ball through and through.
Player to watch out for, especially in longer format of the game. With Afghanistan scheduled to play test match against India. Let it go outside the off stump. It's a good leave once again.
Jarvis not looking very happy, not getting much movement. It can get a bit warmer as well, although when we came it was the weather was pretty pleasant. Good temperatures here. The breeze also blowing across the ground. Graham Prima, he knows they have to pick up early wickets just to put those early inroads, some pressure on the Afghanistan batting lineup. It's been a good start here for Afghanistan once again. He's pulling that one. Will pick up a single and retain strike. 5 overs gone, 30 for no loss.
فريش ببداية بار أولون دس سيسي مشهور استقال
JG Bank ODI Cup 2018, the first one-day internationals and 5 one-day series here. A lot of support for Spin Twin, Rashid and Nabi, chief contributors in the 2020 version of the game. We're told to continue from the commentary box end. He wants a change in the field now. They're dropping the fieldsman from fine leg region to the deep fine, and the fieldsman from deep mid-wicket position is coming inside the circle on the onside. They persisted with that plan of having fieldsmen at the deep square or deep mid-wicket for 2 or 3 overs. Now they recognize that conceding few runs down to the fine leg region
is dropping that fieldsman to prevent those additional runs. Captain has a word with Vittori. He wants another fieldsman on the offside. Square leg going at the first slip, maybe. Yes, they got slip in position now. Looking to take the ball away from right-hander. It's a good delivery, taking this chance. So making his comeback after a long time, Brian Vittori, but is sticking to good areas on this lovely surface for batting.
Yeah, but I like the technique from the batsman as well, right behind the line of that one, showing the maker's name to the bowler. He's got a very good technique, looking very composed as well, Ihsanullah. Oh, going for that airy-fairy shot. Just as I mentioned, he's looking very composed. Probably at times we have that commentator's curse, isn't it? Just mentioned he was looking very good, but just see, not a great shot attempted. Wanted to hike it big. Just missing the line completely. Perilously close to the outside edge. Very lucky there.
Yeah, he's rehearsing his shot. He wanted to go over covers rather than straight down the ground. That's what he's practicing at the moment. But the possibility of finding the nick is also there. Slow delivery, drives it beautifully. That's a glorious shot through the covers for 4. He's enjoying it at the moment. Timing, placement, everything is working for Inshallah.
Well, that's a glorious shot. All the people, all the supporters of Afghanistan team, they're pretty happy. It's much better. Once you can play shots like this, why take those aerial routes? This is an authentic cricketing shot. Letting the ball come to him. Just a beautiful position he gets into. Good balance as well. Lovely balance. The head very still. Leaning into the drive. Getting the result he wanted. Moved on to 25 now. Or 21. 5 fours in that. He's dealing in boundaries at the moment.
He's a stylish batsman. Shades of batsmanship from 90s. Some classical cover drives. And he loves this stroke, hitting it through the covers, and will enjoy the surface today. But retaining the concentration is something that has been the bane for Afghanistan batsmen over the years, and they need someone after getting this kind of a start should be thinking about getting 100 rather than throwing his wicket away in search of some glorious shots.
He's much taller as well, Ihsanullah, as compared to Mohammad Shahzad. And he's got a good reach. He's utilizing that reach to good effect. He's wanted to play in the V, not trying to play across the line early on. Shahzad has got a different technique, he's got totally different technique. Likes to see how he's got those boundaries. Ihsanullah so far just milking the bowling, at times taking the ill route, finding those gaps to good effect. On this occasion, wanting a single. That's the end of the over. 6 overs gone, 34 for no loss.
چټک انټرنیټ ارمان درلود چې ستاسو کارونه نور هم چټ
So 6 overs gone, 34 for no loss. Afghanistan, Sikandar Raza, his experienced campaigner, 35 wickets for him. Economy has been pretty good, very decent. Under 5 for him, 4.91 to be precise. A good outing in the Tri Series. Sikandar Raza really batted well for Zimbabwe. He's a decent customer with the ball as well. So not a bad ploy because the runs were coming against the Seamers. So just trying something different here. He's coming around the wicket as well, so trying to tuck the batsman in. Not providing him with much room once he's bowling up on the middle and leg.
He is highly educated. He took steady leave and left cricket for that steady leave. It's very rare to see in modern eras. Hails from Sialkot in Pakistan. Played his first match against Pakistan. He made his debut against Pakistan in Test match cricket. Sikandar Raza. Goes for the big shot. Through the gap, airborne. Not worried about that. That's 4. Shahzad, boom, boom.
Yeah, everyone loves him. Everyone loves him. And the reason for that is because he can play these kind of shots. Won the slot. Not a bad delivery. Just tossing it up this time, flighting it, and Shahzad was after it. And once he's after it, it's going to be difficult to stop him. Going for that full shot, going down the leg side. Optimistic appeal by the bowler.
Two batsmen with very different technique. Ishan with his straight bat. It's a different case for Shahzad to a full-length delivery looking for that full shot. Quick run. 7 overs bowled, 38 for no wicket Afghanistan. Solid start from Afghanistan. 38 for no wicket in 7 overs, with 30 to continue. Works through the onside, finds the fielder. In the commentary box, I've been joined by Alistair Kimball. What do you make of start from Afghanistan? Different format and looking quite comfortable at the moment.
Looking very good. They've been in no trouble whatsoever. I just question a little bit the tactics of the Zimbabwe fast bowlers. They should have been a lot more back of a length, bowled a lot more shorter deliveries. They've tended to be too full, and all the scoring shots really have been full deliveries, drives.
There we go, on the up, over cover. Hussainullah. Anything that remotely resembles being in his half, he's going to have a full crack. He's a confident bloke, and again he dispatches one over cover for 4.
Yeah, it's the confidence that's reflecting in his shot making. May not have found it from the middle of the bat, but still made enough connection on that occasion to get it over the top of the fieldsman. And though it's a slow outfield on the boundary ropes, near the boundary ropes, but it still travelled to the boundary ropes for 4. Adjusting to the little bit of extra bounce well. Just a minor conversation with bowler and wicketkeeper. Wants a change in the field maybe. So decided to remove the fieldsman from the slip cordon.
It wasn't a minor conversation, it was quite animated. Brendan Taylor was moving his hands around quite wildly, trying to get the attention of the captain, make sure that they fortify the offside field. So 5 in the circle on the offside now.
Finds the edge and will run away for 1. Third man in position. So they remove the fieldsman from that slip cordon, and all of a sudden you find the edge is flying through that region.
The length, that's the difference here. It's back of a length, and that forces the batsman onto the back foot. Loves it off the front foot. Both these two, and most of the Afghanistan batsmen as well. Anything pitched up, they feel very comfortable, particularly on good batting surfaces such as this one here in Sharjah. So as a bowling side, you've got to talk about putting them under pressure, pushing them back, not allowing them to play off that front foot, and I just don't think they've done that enough in this opening salvo. And really, there hasn't been a chance. It has been very, very good thus far from Afghanistan. Just the start they would have wanted, winning the toss, batting first, looking to post a big total, and they got off to a very, very good start.
Short ball against Shahzad, but too high, comfortable in leaving.
Now you say that, you say comfortable. I just think he doesn't like it up there. He takes evasive action. Here he goes. He's not looking at the ball, back of the helmet facing the bowler. That's not where he likes it, not where he wants to play. Leaving the periscope up. Luckily it didn't hit anywhere near the bat, but I just think he's not comfortable in that area. And if you're pushing the batsman back as a bowler, then when you do on the full side, he's not fully committed. It's the perfect length. Perfect length. If you're not going to bowl the bouncer, make sure that you're back of a length, hitting the splice. And I just don't think they've been enough in that area today, the Zimbabweans. And hence, you find that Afghanistan are 43 for none, looking very handy as well. We haven't seen Tendai Chitara yet. Secunda Raza's bowled one over. The reason I say that is he's got a very good change of pace as well. So apart from not enough short deliveries for me, I just don't think there's been enough of a change of pace as well. There we go, back of a length again. Difficult for Shazad. End of 8 overs, 43 for none.
چټک ژوند ښه ژوند د افغان بیسیم 4G LTE
اوس د 4G سرعت څخه زموږ په درجی کڅوړو کې ګټه پورته کړئ 1 GB د 250 افغانیو په بدل کې 3 GB د 400 افغانیو په بدل کې 15 GB د 600 افغانیو په بدل کې په پیغام پاڼه کې خپل د خوښې GB ولیکئ او 150 یې واستوئ
موږ ویاړو چې افغانان افغانستان سره مینه لري
From around the wicket, is trying to not give any width to the batsman to work with. It's good. You want a fast bowler in here or spinner to fine?
Up in the air, in the gap 4. He hit it really, really hard, did Isanullah. There was a moment where the fielder and the bowler might have thought there was a chance. But in the end, it was a dive in despair from the man at cover, just coming down the wicket and hit it right out the middle of the bat, trying to give it a bit of air. Secunda Raza, but was too full, too wide, and with no fielders out there, really, at this stage of the game, a free hit, you'd have to say.
Quicker delivery, defends it.
To answer your question, I've got no problem with the change in tactics, change of pace, bringing the spinner on. Just an off-spinner against a right-hander at this stage of the game. I think it's pretty tough. It's up in the air. There are two fielders out there. So it'll just be the single. Not in control on that occasion. Isanullah just held back slightly by Secunda Raza. And that affected the missed time from the batsman. Yeah, I've got no problem with the change. I just think with these two, that when the bowlers have got the ball in the right area, it proved difficult. And it doesn't help when you're not going to take half chances. It was a difficult one. It wasn't a straightforward one at all, but a perplexed stare from Secunda Raza. It brings up 50 for Afghanistan. Shazad trying to hit one over mid-off again, just not getting the elevation. And it was in the air for a long, long time. Despairing dive from Jarvis, I think it is, who's standing at mid-off. And all he's able to do is parry it towards the boundary. Half chance, but as I said, those, you've got to try and get them to stick. Because it's those little moments in a game that really turn it on its head. End of 9, 52 for none.
کجا بخیر خیریت خواست دیر زنا دارسی قسم میکردن که وزارت صحت ما یک قسم واکسن جدید شامل واکسن اطفال کردن میرم کلینیک ببینم چه قسم واکسن است دکتر صاحب خبر شدم که برای اطفال نوزاد کدام رقم واکسن به خاطر جلوگیری سال میدن آیا گپ راست است
بله خوشبختانه که وزارت صحت عامه در این اواخر در پالوی دیگر واکسن های روزانه خود یک واکسن جدید در برنامه موافقت کتلوی خود اضافه کرده که نام از این واکسن روتاخ است و اطفال را از یک نوع ویروس خطرناک اسهالات وقایه میکنه. این واکسن دو بار برای اطفال تطبیق میشه که بار اول در 6 هفتگی یعنی 1.5 ماهگی و بار دومش در 10 هفتگی یعنی 2.5 ماهگی تطبیق میشه. خوبی از این واکسن است که به شکل پیشکاری نه بلکه از طریق دهان داده میشه.
خب خیر ببین دکتر صاحب از معلوماتی که برام دادی خیلی کارت طفل مسنی را ببینه و بگوین که چه وقت نوبت واکسنش است.
طفلک شما 1 ماه است. 15 روز بعد که 45 روزش بخیر باز بیارش که واکسن دوتا را برش تطبیق کنیم.
Afghanistan have won 5 to Zimbabwe's 4 in Harare, 3-2. So not a lot in it, but still, at your home venues, you need to be making sure that you're on top. So they're ahead in one game each at all those three venues. No real difference. That's up in the air. Just falls short of the man in mid-off, so continuing to attack Visanola. But there again, look at the length. And that's caused the false shot. Prior to this, the ball's been full and easy hit through the line. There we go, that's back of a length. He has to hit on the up now. And that is a totally different kettle of fish when you're having to try and hit the ball on the up. Very, very difficult shot. And hence, it produced the false stroke, but just not carrying to Grand Creamer at mid-off.
Has delicately played that one to take a single, but talk us through about the nature of surfaces in Bulawayo and Harare, how different they are from for example, Sharjah International Cricket Stadium pitch.
There's a bit of grass on the ones back home. There's the immediate difference. You can't see your reflection on the surface. The Sharjah one is all on its own, a different wicket from anywhere else in the world. Really is just rolled mud, and it's rolled to a sheen. Really, really good batting surface.
Another good short ball.
There we go. There we go. That's what I'm talking about. Make it difficult. And it is a bit late. We're in the 10th over. Should have been done a lot earlier, this method of attack. And it would have made it all the more difficult early on for the Afghanistan batsmen. I just think they've started employing it too late. But the first 4 overs, 5 overs, there wasn't enough of this stuff, and that allowed them to get set and hit through the line.
And it's going to be different examination of Afghanistan batsmen throughout the series. It's a 5-1 international series, so may not be late realization from them. After 5 overs, realizing that what length to bowl, and they might persist it throughout the tournament. Might have found something clearly working for them.
You've got to sort of say to yourself as a team that if it's a good batting surface and the team is, going to get 260, 270, if that's a pass score, make it difficult for them to get there. Don't just give it away and say, oh, it's a flat batting wicket. Make it difficult for the opposition to score. Try and bowl to their weaknesses. That's the key for me. End of 10, end of the first power play, 54 for none.
مؤسسه تحصیلات عالی شفا نصاب تحصیلی معیاری اساتید با تجربه و مسلکی تطبیقات لابراتوارهای مجهز کورس‌های مسلکی و تقویتی دیپلم در لسان انگلیسی و ترانسپورت رایگان برای الناس همراه با فیس باور نکردنی هیستوماتولوژی 16000 افغانی فارماسی 12000 افغانی حقوق و علوم سیاسی 8000 افغانی مؤسسه تحصیلات عالی شفا آینده درخشان شما.
So end of the first power play, it means the start of the second power play, more luxury for the captain to spread the field, to have more number of fieldsmen on the boundary ropes, and the field will be slightly spread up, so that will give the opportunity to the batsman to work the singles round. Like this. Easy single.
Yes, 4 men allowed outside the circle and 5 have to remain inside the circle for the overs up to the 40th over, and then thereafter the captain can put 1 more back, and that'll mean 5 on the boundary edge and 4 have to be in the circle. Bit of width, and he's found the gap. Wasn't in control of that shot, Visanola. It was more a healthy leading edge than anything else. And he's found the gap and will get through for a brace.
Lovely tossed up delivery. Bit of extra bounce, bit of turn also. Held the edge through the gap. He's on to 38. Shahzad is betting on 19 of 27. 38 of 36. Hits it hard this time around.
He asked me about the pitches. Bulawayo pitch is more subcontinent-like, very good for batting. Nice even carry, even bounce. Very, very flat indeed. There's an even healthier edge. And this one's gone fine, and it'll go to the boundary for 4. Not a very good effort, you'd have to say. Brian Vittori it is, trying to put in a dive at the end to make the save. It was a bit tentative though, didn't really commit to trying to dive and haul it back. And in the end, made a little bit of a mess of it.
First thing first, taking the angle away from the delivery. Look at this one, just playing it deliberately, is opening the face of the bat. And then you needed a bit more commitment there on the boundary ropes. Maybe he can think about the prospect of having slip in position. Look at this one. Not there. Works through the onside. Will take single.
Maybe he thought he would slide a bit further. Just where he was sliding there, it goes from green grass to a dead area. Bit muddy. 11 overs bowled, 62 for none.
شفاخانه مدرن KMC از مشهورترین متخصصین هندی هر یک دکتر سومت آنند، پروفسور ارتوپدی و تعویض مفاصل، دکتر ماینک مادام، پروفسور معده، جراحی جهاز هضمی و لپراسکوپی دعوت به عمل آورده از تاریخ 27 دلو الا اول هوت 1396 و همچنان دکتر عبدالعزیز از کشور هندوستان در بخش داخله عمومی به طور همروزه در خدمت هموطنان عزیز قرار دارد. ثبت نام جریان دارد. KMC تداوی با لبخند.
That's where he is. He's been a chief tormentor for Zimbabwe in 2020 series. Over the years, he's made this sterling contribution in the rise of Afghanistan cricket from level 5 to international cricket. Gets a leg side-ish delivery. And somehow he stops that one. And Teller. So that's where he is. Mohammad Nabi. Getting a couple of important 40s with bat in hand, and will certainly love the conditions here. His son, Hassan, leg spinner. Watching the action, might be tempted to take a few lashes from his father and maybe from Mujib Jadran, I think. A wry smile. Normally a composed look for Nabi. Good temperament. Just nudges it down to the third man for 1. Runs coming easily. Singles coming. They will have to do something different. Maybe introduce the leg spinner.
Good point. Creamer's a key factor in this game and where he bowls. And he's tended of late to bowl more towards the back end of the innings. And as they've tried to get on with it, he's been able to take a few crucial wickets. So very interesting to see when he decides to bring himself on. And how he uses himself. Is it in one spell or 2 separate spells? Bulawayo, if I'm not mistaken, will be where Zimbabwe play Afghanistan in the World Cup qualifiers in the pool game. And that, you'd have to say, would determine who takes the most points and who finishes top to go into the Super 6 stage. So it'll be a crucial place where they will meet in Bulawayo, and be interesting to see what the curator does there, what sort of pitch that he looks to prepare, what advice he's given from the Zimbabwe side as to what they want. Leave a bit of grass, make it a little bit of a seamer maybe. Very difficult to do that though in Bulawayo. And then Harare is a very good wicket as well. It's a bit more bounce, but a tennis ball bounce, a bit loopy the bounce, but still very good for batting. And plenty of runs on offer there if you get in as a batsman.
Very difficult to separate two boys there. Maybe the height can be a little bit of a factor. One thing is sure, supporting Afghanistan all the way through.
Yep, of that there's no doubt. And every reason to be very happy at this juncture in the game. Cut away, there is protection out there. So it'll just be the single. You need a wicket here, Zimbabwe, really do, just to stem the run flow. Just put a bit more pressure on. But at the moment, they'll be very happy with where they stand. Afghanistan, 2 batsmen in, particularly Isanullah, 45 of just 42 deliveries. Shahzad has been a wee bit more circumspect, 21 of 29.
Rides the bounce, works a single. They've been collecting a lot of singles from that third man region. 12 overs gone, it's 67 for no wicket.
با تبدیل کردن سیم کارت افغان بی سیمتان به سیم جدید یو سیم 1 جی بی اینترنت رایگان به دست بیاورید و از اینترنت 4G سریع مثل نور لذت ببرید. برای مستفید شدن از این پیشکش محدود به نزدیکترین نمایندگی افغان بی سیم مراجعه نمایید.
ما افتخار میکنیم که افغان هستیم. افغانستان را دوست داریم.
67 for no wicket. Sikandar Raja to continue. If the wicket falls, you reckon that they should be sending someone like Nabi in, man in form, or should he bat it at his regular position?
No, his regular position. I don't think there's any need to change things. That only really comes about in the last bit of the game, in that last 10 overs, depending on how things stand and what the context of the game is. But at the moment, it'll be very much to stick to the same batting order, and they'd like this to continue. You need someone to back through. Isanulla, for me, is the man. He's got a good start, 3 away from a half-century. He's the man to go on and get 3 figures and allow everyone to bat around him. Invariably, when you get a guy getting to 3 figures, you can post a very good total, because then at the back end, a few guys can come in and play cameos, and we know that a lot of the Afghanistan batsmen have got good power games. Ashgar Staniksai, Mohammad Nabi. So if they can play with a bit of freedom towards the back end of this innings, they can do a lot of damage.
Looking at the nature of the surface in the start, what would be, good score that they must be, visualizing in their mind? That's where they need to reach, at least to become competitive.
But the start they've got, and what I've seen of the wicket and how it's been playing, I'll tell you what, they've got to be looking at 300 plus. It's that good a wicket, unless something drastically changes and it starts holding up and starts turning. But it just seems to me to be an absolute belter of a surface.
Play and miss. He's nearing his half century, 47 or 45. He's beaten again. That's a beautiful delivery from Sikandar Raja.
Just when I say there's no demons in the pitch, he's played and missed 2 that have gone arrow straight, playing for a little bit of turn. Given there this time. You can't bowl there. It's not a great delivery. He knows it. And applause from everybody around the ground, including the captain, Ashgar Staniksai. It's been a good hand from Isanulla. 51 of just 47 deliveries. End of the 13th, 73 for none.
ویتامین سی برای اولین بار از نوشابه‌های ژاپنی در افغانستان.
The 13th over has produced a big moment, a milestone to celebrate. Isanulla getting to his 50, 51 of 47, and played some delightful cricket shots throughout his innings, and his captain, he must be kicking himself to get to century, maybe 3 figures mark on this excellent batting surface. I've been thinking about describing a leg spinner. He raised Kramer into the attack. He bowled really well in the 2020s.
Bowled really well, and I was just wondering whether he'd bring himself into the attack now, and he has to, because they need a wicket. You can't keep going on like this. You need to try and create an opportunity, and the man to do it, for me, is Graham Creamer. Another guy that hasn't bowled is Tendai Chatara, not used yet, so obviously looking for him to do a role at the back end of the innings with his Yorkers and slower balls. I get that, but he can also do a bit of damage up front, and I definitely would have used him for a few overs up front, not just to bowl in the middle and at the death.
Lovely tossed up delivery, and that's where he might create some problems for Afghanistan with his flighted deliveries, different trajectories and different pace.
This is the moment. pasted through the covers, nobody out there, and raced away for four. Just had to hurry a wee bit there. Ahmed Shahzad was ambling through, and it was Craig Irvin that returned it to Captain Brendan Taylor. And he just had to put in a few hard yards at the end. Here he goes. He's just ambling back in there, and suddenly there he's got to get a shake on. The bat sticks in the ground, but I think he was okay. He was over the line.
Well, he was on perambulation duty that moment, and then had to rush, and a direct hit would have created some ripples. Just in there, safety, I think. Third umpire to make a decision here. Not out. Is the little scribbles there on the giant screen.
CEO of Afghanistan Cricket, Shafiq Stanixai, on the right of your screen. He'll be very happy with what he's seeing on the field. Got his hands full this year with the Afghan Premier League coming up, World Cup qualifiers. Lots on for Afghanistan cricket. Exciting times.
It's up in the air now. Is this the opportunity? It is. Wallace underneath it, drops it, puts it down, and goes for four. Wow. You wouldn't have expected that. He created the chance. Did Graham Creamer. And, well, we'll have to say he's made a meal of that, Malcolm Waller. Really has. Didn't look set, didn't look confident, and in the end, spills it.
Yeah, lovely twist-up delivery. Mistiming it, hitting it in the air, was in the air for a long time. Shahzad given up, but overrunning and then running back and not not holding it properly. So dropped chance that might further damage the status of the game for the team Zimbabwe.
Not only do you have the feeling when you drop the catch that you've gone, oh, what have I done? But then you see it dribble over the boundary for four as well. It makes it doubly worse.
Goes back and makes a great connection. It's out of here. 6. Massive strike. 14 overs gone, 85 for no wicket.
فريش بي بي دايبار علوم دسمات ترکیه هوا صاف فريش بي بي ستاسو د ګرانو ماشومانو لپاره بهترین انتخاب
The Afghanistan Premier League, not far away, 5 franchises, 30 top 20 foreign players, 75 Afghanistan talent on display, and the player auction, of course, will be coming soon. Afghanistan Cricket Board organizing that, and he's one of the man behind. It's Stanixai, the CEO of Afghanistan Cricket Board. That's going to be a big mega event as well. Afghanistan Premier League. Probably going to host it around October this year. And joining me in the combox is Neil for the first time.
Thank you so much, Ajay. And it's going to be a fantastic lineup of cricket for Afghanistan there. Tendai Chatara comes into bowl. 45 matches, 61 wickets, and economy of 5.15. Young lad, 26 years of age. And he'll have to create an impact that the rest of the bowlers haven't been able to. Bowling in from far end, Chatara. Shot jacked into the body. That is what Alistair has been speaking about earlier today, that the strength of the Zimbabwean bowlers is to bowl short. That's what we saw. And that is what troubled the Afghan batsmen. Here the crowds seeping in to watch
this fantastic game. Afghanistan going very steady on 86. It's going to be a good day of entertainment for the Afghan supporters. It's a Friday, mind you. A holiday in this part of the world. Numbers in the audience just increasing.
Yes, and it's a delight for them that Malik Shahzad is still out there. He had a lucky reprieve in the last over. Should have been taken by Waller, missing that opportunity. And as they say, once a good batsman is given a life, he normally capitalizes, makes use of that. Exactly what happened going for the big one. Waller was the fielder in the deep. That should have been taken at this level. So running a bit ahead, really not in a great position, and then conceding a 4 as well.
Well, as I say, insult over injury, that's what happened. It was a good start here by Chisara. 3 deliveries, just 2 runs.
You can also say, Neil, rubbing salt on the wound, isn't it? One, you have dropped that catch and then conceding a boundary.
Well, absolutely, and you never know when you give life to a batsman like Shahzad, what he would turn out to do. Meanwhile, this one, again, dealing in singles in this Chatara over.
Really played well. He's really played well. Some lovely shots coming from his blade. It's Anulab took his time early on, but just in the strike, brilliant. 103.80. Whenever the opportunity was there, never afraid to take the little route, clearing the boundaries with a lot of ease. Made use of the first 10 overs, the first power play. Some thick outside edges, but some glorious shots as well. And a very good half century by the young man. Doesn't have much experience, but the way he's batted, Sanullah really shows a lot of promise. Shahzad, on the other hand, has taken his time today, especially early on, 34 or 37.
Well, yes, Ehsan going into the top gear almost immediately and made Shahzad to take the second fiddle's role. And that's what he's been doing. But then, again, look at it from this perspective that he's hit 4 boundaries and 1 massive 6, Shahzad. And will come in true playing international cricket after a year. This man knows how to clear the boundaries, and that's what he specializes in. Meanwhile, nudging around to take those singles. Sensible, I reckon. So it's 15 overs.
افغان بیسی 4G LTE حالا از سرعت 4G در بسته‌های تریپی ما مستفید شوید. 7GB در بدل 800 افغانی، 10GB در بدل 1100 افغانی، 16GB در بدل 1800 افغانی. در صفحه پیام جیبی مورد نظر خود را نوشته و به 151 ارسال نمایید.
ما افتخار میکنیم که افغان هستیم. افغانستان را دوست داریم.
So 15 overs gone, 89 for no loss. Afghanistan exactly what they wanted. Win the toss, batting first. This is a good opening partnership for them, laying a good foundation. Going to be the captain once again, Creamer. Unlucky, should have picked up a wicket. He's really bowled well. Saw him in the T20s as well. He tosses the ball up. He's got some good variations under his belt, especially required on this kind of surface.
Well, absolutely, and he could be the one who could make those differences that are required in this game. The fast bowlers haven't been able to create that impact. This one has been played up in the air, and this could be out. It is. Ehsanullah has been caught finally. Kremer gratified with the wicket.
Yeah, won't take the little route, but this time finding a man in the deep. And this partnership, that 90-run partnership, finally ending. Solomon was the catcher at long off, going for the big shot. Not able to get the elevation that was required. Right delivery. Intent was very clear, but finding the man in the deep. That's the end of a very fine innings. Sanullah going back for 54. It's 90 for 1 Afghanistan.
انستیتوت علوم صحی جامعه کامپلکس با 7 دور فراغت افتخار دارد که برای دور هشتم در رشته‌های فارماسی، تکنولوژی طبی، نرسنگ عالی، پروتز دندان، قابلگی عالی، رادیولوژی و انستیزی محصل می‌پذیرد. فیس هر سمستر با کار عملی فقط 3000 افغانی. آدرس: سرک کوته‌سنگی، کمپانی، قلعه جرنی. انستیتوت علوم صحی جامعه کامپلکس پیام‌آور آرزوهای شماست.
به اطلاع مردم شریف افغانستان رسانیده می شود که متخصصین هندی در بخش های نسایی ولادی، اقامت یا بی اولادی، اقامت مردانه به تاریخ های 23 الی 26 دلو سال جاری و کلینیک نو سیتی واقع کارت پروان دعوت گردیدند.
So Afghanistan losing the first wicket. In walks Rehman Shah, 33 matches, 991 runs, averaging around 36. Strike rate 68. But he's one batsman who loves playing in this format, Rehman Shah. The openers laying a very good foundation. They have done well. Not much pressure as he walks in, Rehman Shah, but a slip in place for him, close by. Got a man at slip, Graham Creamer. Really bowled well, very impressively. Bowling his second over. 13 runs, 1 wicket for him. Wanting a single refused by his partner Shehzad. Rehman Shah is here because this was the wicket. Lost of delivery. You see flat delivery, trying to go over the top, not getting the elevation or the distance. And Solomon taking a good catch in the deep.
Well, yes, as you were talking, that Kremer will be the one who will create that impact. Mild appeal there by the wicketkeeper Taylor. And he has created that dent again this time round.
And that was a googly as well. So deceiving the batsman with that googly. The ball just coming in to the right-hander. Nigel Long is a very experienced umpire.
And that bowling to Rahmat, who just walked in. He'll take his time to settle in on this wicket. Two umpires, Nigel Long on your screen, and the other umpire standing on the square leg position, Ahmed Shah Pakhdeen. That's Pakhdeen on the square leg, Regent Kremer. Flighty delivery up in the air, fielder under it, and taken. A double wicket there for Kremer. Fantastic catch. And Kremer is delighted. That was the last delivery of his over, and he struck yet again.
Yeah, once again going for the big shot. This time on the onside. Shehzad not timing it too well. Very disappointed with himself. Flighty delivery. Going on the onside, not on the off as his partner did. And finding the man in the deep. Vittori the catcher, the left arm seamer, and the captain is delighted. The second wicket for him in this over. Shehzad walking back, disappointed out for 36. Getting a start, not able to capitalize. Is 91 for 2 now.
موږ د پرمختګ لپاره ډیر وخت ته اړتیا لرو.
موږ نشو کولای وخت کم کړو مګر استفاده ترې کولای شو.
دا وخت دی چې بریا جوړوي. اوس کولای شئ 6000 دقیقې د یوې میاشتې لپاره د 499 افغانیو په بدل کې د افغان بیسیم څخه افغان بیسیم ته ترلاسه کړئ. د فالولو لپاره ستوری 233 ستوری 2 ستوری 1 علامت نمبر ډایل کړئ. کم لګښت سره ډېرې خبرې وکړئ.
موږ ویاړو چې افغانان افغانستان سره مینه لري.
پیامبر خداوند جل جلاله می فرمایند برای هر خیانتکار یک بیرق وجود دارد که در روز رستاخیز با وسیله آن شناخته می شوند.
بیرق سیاه داعش در سوریه سرنگون شده است، اما خیانت خوارج نسبت به دین مقدس اسلام ایشان را تا آتش جهنم همراهی می کنند. بیرق سیاه داعش در عراق سرنگون شده است، اما خیانت خوارج نسبت به دین مقدس اسلام ایشان را تا آتش جهنم همراهی می کنند. با خواست خداوند جل جلاله بیرق سیاه خوارج در افغانستان نیز سرنگون گردیده است، اما خیانت آنها نسبت به دین مقدس اسلام ایشان را تا آتش جهنم همراهی می کند، جایی که برای ابد فراموش می شود. مطابق احکام قرآن کریم، نیروهای دفاعی ملی و امنیتی افغان تا آن زمان به تعقیب خوارج و داعش ادامه می دهند تا که عدالت و ایمان به خداوند جل جلاله در سرتاسر افغانستان ادامه یابد. شیرمردان دلیر قوای امنیتی افغان با عزم راسخ در مقابل شریران و رهبرانشان در هر جا که پیدا شوند مقابله می کنند. نیروهای دفاعی ملی و امنیتی افغان بیرق جمهوری اسلامی افغانستان را با شجاعت در میدان نبرد حمل می نمایند.
What he's shown here, Kremer created a chance in the previous over. Shehzad spilled down, but then in the very next over came back strong, picked up both the openers. Asghar Stanikzai, the skipper, comes in 78 matches, 1,559 runs, and an average just under 22, and a strike rate close to 62. That's the man, Kremer. Flighted delivery, and Shehzad goes on the long onside. Simple catch there, Vittori. And that was the end of the hard-hitting Shehzad. Dot ball to start the proceedings here.
I think this is the phase where they have to stem the flow of runs now, because both the new batsmen out there, so they'll just be taking a bit of time. Rehmat, we saw its strike rate just over 60. It takes a bit of time early on. Asghar Stanikzai as well. And he's just come in, hasn't faced a single delivery at the non-strikers end. This is a time when Zimbabwe would like to get a few good overs in. Just stem the flow of runs, because, you know, always makes a difference once you get the set batsman out. Always makes a big difference. The coach out there, his streak on the right of the frame, is having a chat there. Should be happy the way his captain has bowled so far.
The crowd gone a little silent as the runs have stemmed and after the fall of those two wickets. But these two are sensible batsmen, Rehmat and Asghar both. And as you said, Mr. Mehra, that they just need to smoothly just ease out the pressure, take those singles and doubles, and ensure that they do not lose any further wickets from here on.
I think the damage has been done by Kremer, the way he's bowled. He's been very impressive. Has got this wicket going for the big shot, caught it at the long off region. And then it was Shehzad was dropped earlier, but this time once again not getting the elevation that was required from him. And Vittori taking a good catch in the deep at long on. So both the wickets coming in the same over for the captain, Kremer. He's done a very good job. 2 overs, 14 runs, 2 wickets for him. Exactly what Zimbabwe required at that stage. It was a good move by him to bring himself on. He's a wicket taker, bowled very well in the T20s as well. Was instrumental in checking the run flow. Exactly what he's done here.
Well, absolutely, and this is what one would want to see of the captain. 2 overs, 14 runs, 2 wickets, 1 ball remaining, and this is a maiden. A fantastic over coming through. 17 overs been bowled, 91 for the loss of 2 wickets.
Almas.
فقط الماس داشته باشه.
be the captain once again. Kramer, 2 wickets for 14 runs. He's milking the ball on the onside. It's a good effort at square leg as well. Irvine, the fielder out there at square leg near the umpire.
2 good overs back to back. The previous Kramer over getting 2 wickets there, and then followed by a maiden over. Kramer coming into bowl again. Played in towards covers region. We get a single there. And sensible. I think they just need to ensure that they keep watching the ball off the hand of Kramer. Kramer has been mixing it up. Watch the ball off the hand, take those singles. There are those gaps in the field. Don't do anything silly. Because what Shehzad did at that point in time was nothing short of silly. You lost a wicket in the same over, and then you want to go hammer and tongs all over again in the same.
You're right. In fact, once a set batsman is out, the other has to be a bit more sensible. Shehzad is very experienced as well inside edge. Really mixing his deliveries very nicely, using the googly to good effect. The variations have been good. At times bowling much slower, flighting, tossing it up. At times just pushing through. He's a tall man as well, Graham Kramer. Been a very good spell from him so far. It's going to be interesting as well, Neil, how lengthy this spell goes for him. Does he bowl 5 overs or 6 overs, or does he just carry on? Normally likes to bowl in the latter part of the innings as well, the last few overs. That was a googly once again, read very early. Playing on the onside. It's a single to end the over, 95 for 2.
شفاخانه مدرن KMC از مشهورترین متخصصین هندی هر یک دکتر سومت آنند، پروفسور ارتوپدی و تعویض مفاصل، دکتر ماینک مادام، پروفسور معده، جراحی جهاز هضمی و لپراسکوپی دعوت به عمل آورده از تاریخ 27 دلو الی اول هوت 1396 و همچنان دکتر عبدالعزیز از کشور هندوستان در بخش داخله عمومی به طور همروزه در خدمت هموطنان عزیز قرار دارد. ثبت نام جریان دارد. KMC تداوی با لبخند.
This one has been played. Yet a dot ball to start. Chatara bowling beautifully here. Economy of 1.85. 2.1 overs he's bowled so far, just given away 4 runs, and all of those 4 runs have come in the very first over that he bowled.
I think the good thing, Neil, is he's not trying to make things. He's just bowling according to a plan here, Chatara. He's a tall man. Just see that speed there as well, 136. He's got a good action, very clean action. You're seeing the T20s as well. Did really well, picked up a few crucial wickets in the latter part of the innings. Important wickets, really bowled well. He's been the man in form for Zimbabwe. It was the T20, so he's back to live action. And out here as well, bowling that corridor, not giving much to the batsman. His last over, the previous over he bowled, was a maiden one. He's really done well. Not conceding too many runs. And this is a time where Zimbabwe are trying to just claw back into the innings. Because I remember the first 7 overs, the runs were really coming thick and fast for Afghanistan. Both the openers looked very settled. Kyle Jarvis was a touch expensive. They had a very good opening partnership of 90 runs. But this is a time when Zimbabwe would like to come back, just pull things around.
And so far they've done it absolutely right, and all courtesy the man on your screen, Kramer. He started it with 2 wickets, and then Chatara supporting him really well. Again a dot ball. Look at this. He's bowling in the mid 130s. It's not express quick, but the right line and the right length. 5 dot balls on the trot. 1 more dot ball, and he would have bowled 2 maiden overs. And at this juncture, I think it's definitely the point is going to Zimbabwe for the way they have come back very strong. The assistant coach there of Afghanistan. Meanwhile, that is a maiden over. So 2 maiden over back-to-back for Chatara. It's 95 for 2 after 19.
خپل افغان بسیم سیم کارت په نوي یو سیم بدل کړئ او یو جی بي وړیا انټرنیټ ترلاسه کړئ او له کرانا تیز انټرنیټ څخه ګټه واخلئ. له دې وړاندیز څخه د ګټې پورته کولو لپاره د افغان بسیم تر ټولو نږدې څانګې ته ورشئ.
موږ ویاړو چې افغانان افغانستان سره مینه لري.
So Shahzad out for 36, Jannat out for 54. Shah on 3, Stanek Zai on 2 of 2. Shah just taking a bit of time. I think it's very evident the way he bats, because we saw the strike rate as well from Rahman Shah. At the moment, of course, Asghar Stanek Zai, the man on strike. If they can still get 8 runs per over from here, 341, 6 runs, 279. Trying to cut it too close to the body to cut that one. Not much room offered there from the leg spinner, Rema.
Look at this one. Really close onto the off-stump line, and the ball turning away. So there is not much room for the batsman to cut. Again, look at that line. Fantastic line there by Kramer, mixing up. But the line, the corridor is just that.
You see the way he's finishing, the rotation from Kramer. Really, he looks to be in very good groove as well. You can suddenly make out. At times, you can make out the way you're running in, the way you're delivering, the way the ball is landing. You can make out immediately that he's in good form. It's good rhythm as well. That's very important for any bowler.
Well, absolutely. If you picked up both the openers in one over, that boosts your confidence to altogether another level. Meanwhile, a single been taken, so that confidence also enhances the way you're bowling. It ensures that you feel on top of the world and then come in really strong and hard to your position. Not a great line though this time round, but dot ball nonetheless. At the end of the 20th, it's 97 for 2.
به اطلاع مردم شریف افغانستان رسانیده می شود که متخصصین هندی در بخش های نسایی ولادی، اقامت یا بی اولادی، اقامت مردانه به تاریخ های 23 الی 26 دلو سال جاری به کلینیک نو سیتی واقع کارت پروان دعوت گردیدند.
Afghanistan 97 for 2, 69 dot balls so far, 13 boundaries coming in this inning so far, 1-6 as well, 35 singles. That means they have hit the strike. But those 69 dot balls, and a lot of those dot balls coming especially in the last 7 overs. Chatara has bowled back-to-back maidens. He's looking in good touch as well. He's really bowling well, supported by the captain. And as I say, bowlers work in tandem. That's exactly what Chatara and Kramer are doing at the moment. They're pulling things back, they're stemming the flow of runs, just creating that pressure. Very important you work in pairs. Exactly what the captain, the leg spinner has done and Chatara has done from the other end.
Rightly said, hunting in pairs, as they say. This one, finally a run coming off the Chatara delivery. Maybe a couple of runs. Notched in the gap. Rashid Khan, Phil Simmons. Rashid Khan looks comfortable, nice, well composed, and that's how he is. Irrespective of the amount of pressure he is under when he's bowling, you'll never see him frown. There's always a pleasant smile on his face.
That's pulled away. Long chase, but in the end, the ball wins the race. That's a good shot. Exactly what he wanted. Afghanistan, the 100 up for them. 103 for 2 with that strike. Picks up the length very quickly. Just going right to the crease, Chatara. The ball was coming in, but very nicely picked. Good swivel as well from Rehman Shah.
The typical subcontinent pull. We swivel, as they say. That's what Mehmet has done. Breaking the shackles so far as Chatara is concerned. First set of runs coming off after his first over in the fourth over. He's bowled 2 maidens. This one's gone for 6 runs. Mohammad Nabi yet to come to bat. Again, a cool customer.
Yeah, all of them looking very relaxed, isn't it? Smiles there. We saw Rashid Khan. You didn't mention about him. Rashid Khan is having a chat with the coach, Phil Simmons. Looking very relaxed. Rehman Shah is taking a bit of time, but he's got a good technique. Takes his time around. 10 of 24. He's a very greedy customer. Once again, played very nicely on the onside. That's a good shot. That's going to race away. It's a quick outfield and you get value for your shots. Once you play in the gap, you'll get that value for your shot. And exactly what Rehman got on that occasion. The second boundary for him in this over.
10 runs coming in so far, and that is courtesy. This one beautifully flicked onto the onside. Got into a good position, the head over the ball when he played the shot. And Jarvis had a fair bit of distance to cover, but the ball won the race. So 10 runs coming of this over. 5 deliveries bowled so far, the last one. We'll get a single to end this over. So it's 108 for 2 after 21 overs.
یم یم کانتیننتال و فست فود، مکانی دنج و پر از آرامش، تندیسی از پاکیزگی با معیارهای بلند مهمانداری و سطح بین‌الملل، غذای متفاوت و پذیرایی و بهترین وجه با سرویس عالی و پرسنل آموزش دیده، با حضور آشپزان و غذاهای داخلی و خارجی، پیش غذا و نوشیدنی‌های گوارا. در زیباترین مکان پایتخت حضور گرمتان را پذیرا هستیم. یم یم سمبولی از تنوع و غذاهای معیاری.
Good discipline from Zimbabwe bowlers, not conceding any extra in 21 overs, 108 for 2. Krimmer, the wicket taker, 2 for 20 in his 4 overs. And Chatara is bowling well in the commentary box. I'm Devendra, with me is Alistair Campbell. Impressed with the way Krimmer is bowling today?
Yeah, seems to be coming out okay. He's got 2 important wickets. He desperately needed a breakthrough at the juncture that he came on to bowl. And he's managed to do that. So he's bowled 4 overs. As I mentioned in my previous commentary stint, I was just wondering how many overs he does bowl. Does he bowl all the way through now, or does he split it up and bowl maybe 6 now and then save himself for 4 later on? And the death overs, he's done that before and picked up crucial wickets at that phase of the game as well.
Who are the 2 bowlers who bowl in the death overs? One is Chatara. Second one, will that be a spinner or a fast bowler?
That'll be a fast bowler. Jarvis will bowl a few overs there. Chatara in picture. He'll bowl definitely bowl a few good variations, good slower ball. Creamer has bowled there in the past. It just depends on the state of the game. Very difficult for a spinner to bowl in those death overs. There's a few that do it and do it really well. Rashid Khan in 20 over cricket bowls those last 8 overs. He bowls 4 of them.
It's up in the air, should be out. Is another wicket for Creamer. He's on fire here today for Zimbabwe. The sweep shot trying to be played top edge, and they made a bit of a meal of it. Tendai Chatara, and there's the wry smile, finally able to hang on to it.
Afghanistan guys, captain's poor form continues. Good catch. So he gets his 3rd. He smiles on the face also. Not developing partnership. Skipper goes for 3.
it's one.
په تیرو دریو میاشتو کې امنیتي ځواکونو د طالبانو او داعش څخه د پاکولو په موخه چې زموږ په هیواد کې ترهګري بریدونه کوي عملیات پراخه کړي دي. داسې بریښي چې د ملي یووالي حکومت هڅې کوي چې پرله پسې د ملي امنیتي ځواکونو شمیر ډیر او هوایي ځواکونه پیاوړي کړي. له دې کبله د امنیتي ځواکونو پر بریاوو کې پرمختګ لیدل کیږي. په سویلي ولایتونو کې د کوکنارو د کروندو ویجاړولو چې د طالبانو مالی زیرمې دي عملیات پراخه شوي دي. همدا ډول په ختیځو ولایتونو کې د افغان وګړو ساتنې او د داعش او طالبانو سره د جګړې عملیات دوام لري چې دواړه ډلې په خپلمنځي جګړو اخته دي. د کاپیسا په ولایت کې د طالبانو قومندانان داسې پیاوړي نه دي چې د امنیتي ځواکونو سره جګړه کې بریالیتوب لاسته راوړي. د ولسوالیو په مرکزونو او لرې ولیدلو پوستو د بریدونو د زیاتوالي سره سره د کاپیسا طالبانو کوم بریالیتوب ترلاسه کړی نه دی. د تګاب په ولسوالۍ کې ډیر ترهګر نیول شوي دي چې د امنیتي ځواکونو لپاره ارزښتناکه بریا ده. د دې ترڅنګ د 1996 کال د لړم میاشتې په 19 نیټه د لوړپوړو قومندانانو په پټنځایونو د بمبارۍ په پایله کې مهم قومندانان ووژل شول. په تګاب کې طالبانو ته نږدې سرچینې وایي چې طالبان خپل قومندانان هم تورنوي چې کمزوري او د رهبرۍ وړ نه دي. په ټیټپوړو ترهګرو جګړې ترسره کوي. نو له دې کبله د کاپیسا طالب قومندانان د خبرو پر ځای باید په جګړو شتون وکړي. د حکومت چارواکي وایي چې طالبان به خپل ترهګري بریدونه د کاپیسا په ټول ولایت کې ډیر کړي، خو د ژمي د سړو میاشتو له کبله هیڅ ډول اغیزه به ونه لري.
Being a googly or just the top spinner. There it is, definitely a googly. And I think a good decision by Nigel Long. Hit him in line with the stumps, middle and leg, but was turning and going down the leg side. So close for Graham Creamer. 3 for 21 thus far really has brought Zimbabwe back in the game. After 15 overs, they were struggling. Afghanistan 93 for none. Now, one in it. End of 22, 109 for 3.
The Afghan BSIM 4G LTE.
اوس د 4G سرعت څخه زموږ په دریجي کڅوړو کې ګټه پورته کړئ. 2 GB د 800 افغانیو په بدل کې، 10 GB د 1100 افغانیو په بدل کې، 14 GB د 800 افغانیو په بدل کې. په پیغام پاڼه کې خپل د خوښې GB ولیکئ او 150 ته یې واستوئ.
موږ ویاړو چې افغانان افغانستان سره مینه لري.
Hits it to the mid-on after getting off to a wonderful start. 90 runs without losing a wicket, and then wickets falling. 3 wickets in no time for Afghanistan. And the nature of dismissals is something that worries me, with the possibility of qualifying or not.
It worries you. Imagine what Phil Simmons is doing. There's two dismissals of the opening batsman, Isanulla. Is the ability to capitalize on good situations. And most of the top sides, when they get in good positions, put you under pressure, put you under the pump, really capitalize. That's what the good sides do, the more experienced, the better sides, whereas the lesser sides seem to get into a good position and then relinquish that control, that authority by a silly shot, invariably. And it invariably comes on the batting front. We've seen, insofar as the bowling is concerned, that they're okay, and in different situations they'll be able to hold their own. but it's just mainly more in the batting stakes that you feel that they get in good positions, as Afghanistan were in today, and then just throw it away with inexplicable, really, strokes. Isanullah caught down at long off. Ahmed Shahzad caught down at long on, trying to play big shots when they were right on top.
No ball is the signal, and so it's something that's going to give a bit of cheer to the crowd.
Well, you mentioned there were no extras. That's the first one, and it's a costly one because a free hit will ensue, and it's a big one as well. No hesitation from the umpire. Easy call for him. He's had his problems over the years as Chindai Chitara, just overstepping on occasion for Zimbabwe. And, well, this means that Nasir, who's yet to get off the mark, will have a free hit with which to do so.
He gets a short ball, good ball, very well bowled by Chatara. Will be back for 2. Batsmen have this luxury of swinging their bat around without getting worried about losing their wickets in the process. But the nature of dismissals, that's something that will require some communication, daily communication. It's not about just telling them once that that's how you should build your innings. It's about telling them more often, more consistency required in explaining the same game plan to them.
Especially when you're set as a batsman. Isanullah, who got to a half century, was playing really well. And maybe just a hangover from the 20-over series, just trying to play one big shot too many, particularly when the field is out. Yes, you've got to make sure you're still capitalising on the bad balls, but what you've got to do is try and find the gap, just rotate the strike. And both of them perished to very unnecessary shots. Ahmed Shahzad, prior to that, was given a reprieve on the boundary by Malcolm Waller.
End of the over, 23 bowled, 113 for 3.
فريش ببداية بار علوم دسمال بقوي جذابيت سرا بتركيا هوا صاف بخبري بوي در لودون گئی سل پسلو کے نخی بپورا الاستیک بندونو در لودون گئی 12 ساعتانو مقاومت در لودون گئی فريش بی ستاسو دگرانو ماشومانو لپاره بهترین انتخاب.
A real impression here with his leg spin. They have always been used in one-day internationals, changing the course of the actions through the leg spins. Remember Shane Warne turning tide for Australia against South Africa in the Cricket World Cup. They have always been useful. In 2020 also, when 2020 started, people started talking about the fate of the leg spinners in the format, but Rashid Khan, Imran Tahir from South Africa, and some other leg spinners making it count. Chell from India.
We've seen a variety of them, haven't we? Samuel Badri from the West Indies, he opens the bowling.